We spend an average of 8 hours and 41 minutes a day facing screens. Laptops, smartphones, tablets, even digital refrigerators. But what are we really connected to? Isn't it time you connected to something greater? Sometimes the best way to connect is to disconnect. This moment of escape was created by Hagerty for people who love cars.
Welcome to Marine City Supercars. I'm Nick.
I'm Dan. It's hot.
It is gorgeous.
Yeah.
It is absolutely. It is monkey weather.
I rode the skateboard today.
Did you?
Yeah, went and got coffee on the skateboard.
That's
It's great.
probably a good idea. I should probably take my board out and
Yeah.
get it.
I forgot how much fun that was.
Yeah. Being friends with you, my toys just sort of progress. Like skateboards, now monkeys and cars, and so. Yeah, that's actually. I got to pull that. That's a good idea. I haven't taken that out in a while. I keep staring at it. It's in my office. So.
Yeah, I rode it down the trail. I was like, oh, this is great.
You got the street wheels or the off-road wheels on it?
I took the all-terrain one today.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. Multiple skateboards.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. Nice. Yeah. How's life?
Oh, pretty good.
Pretty
it's a
good?
busy week.
Busy week?
Last 2 weeks of on-call, and I'm switching roles. I'm excited about that.
Oh, wow. That's public knowledge now, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, congratulations on that.
I'm very excited to not be on call.
I mean, and to go into the landscaping side of Microsoft. That's going to be a lot of fun.
I know. Pretty, too, outdoor. I need a tan really bad, so, you know.
You going to grill your hair out in the back? Do a Kentucky waterfall?
Yep.
Okay. That works.
Half mullet.
Nice. Just on the left side.
Yeah. Just one side, part down the middle.
Yeah. I like it. I like it. Yeah. Well, I mean, to our listeners, we got some exciting guests coming up. We've got, obviously, this has been 2 weeks of Dan and I, but we were working on some new guests, actually some Avance partners that are coming up.
Yeah, some good Avance partners coming up.
So we're excited for that. So it's been a good week. It's been sunny. It's a good day to put some miles on the monkey. I went and had to have some blood drawn today, so I thought, what, drawn? Yeah. So I thought, why not ride that in there? It's funny because the lady that took my blood was very much like my poor mother. She's like, my son just got a motorcycle, and I don't like motorcycles. And I was like, well, you should talk to my mom. So I was like, does he have tattoos? Because I couldn't have those either. Like, yeah. What a package kid. Yeah.
That would be hilarious. Full sleeve. Get some colors in the back, some leather jackets, ride the monkeys.
You know there's somebody that's got a tattoo of a monkey somewhere in this world. I'm not like a physical monkey, but like the Honda monkey somewhere, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've seen the bad shirts that show up on the monkey board.
Gosh. There's some interesting stuff that happens on that. I mean, there's some places it's been going off. Somebody keeps posting photos of like a rat trap, and I don't quite understand that.
It's just spam.
Oh, okay.
It's spam.
Yeah.
From, a certain demographic of the world. And it drives me nuts. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy, not a lot in the car world right now. Well, I should take that back. A lot coming up because of the driving season, but not a lot of launches lately. I did get some good notes this week. First, we should talk about our Carter Subaru tip of the week. Mm-hmm. Of course, we're brought to you by Carter Subaru, Avance, Hagerty, Rainier Beer. We're not a driver's club this time, but we were earlier this week. We decided to all go out to dinner instead.
That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Ended up back at the Mount Si Tavern and tasting their new menu, which I've never left there not hungry.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, I went up yesterday and did and I will say this, I did a hike that you did, and that's up there, and I went up that road, and Sarah and I realized something, that nobody's discovered that hike yet.
No, there's a bunch of people on it.
Really? Because we were the only ones on it yesterday.
That's a great hike. Yeah,
my point is it's going to get discovered. It's going to become like Rattlesnake Ridge. Garfield. It's called Garfield Ledges, but the road up there is insane.
That is an awesome road.
Really, I didn't even know that existed up there.
Yeah, so I did a new drive this week. I posted a new drive this week. For the first time in a very long time, I did a new drive this week, or posted a new drive.
Yeah.
Up sort of Mount Si, actually, that area anyway, and it goes up to Garfield Ledges. What is it? Middle Fork Road is the name of the road. I put a huge disclaimer on there. This is not the road you want to rail down, because there's so many hikers and bicyclists on that road that it's like somebody's going to die if somebody up there goes nuts. Not to mention those massive drainage ditches.
I maybe have hit those a little harder than I wanted to and got the cross-check a little airborne yesterday. But, the road was incredible, actually.
Yeah.
We were out there. So we went out. I think we started the hike around probably 6.
Oh, perfect.
And there was nobody else up there with us. It was absolutely
PM
gorgeous.
or AM?
Huh?
PM or AM?
PM.
Oh, yeah. It's a great sunset
Yeah,
hike.
we went up there and watched the sunset.
Yeah,
and then
awesome sunset
went
hike.
down to the Mount Si Tavern and had a beer and went home. So, but it was, I didn't even know that existed up there, that whole valley. Like,
yeah, I've been up there in years. The last time I was up there, it was all gravel. And
Yeah.
it was like rattle your teeth out road that I just avoided at all costs.
it's well paved now.
Perfectly
to a point.
paved.
Yeah.
I wish they'd added in room for a bike lane.
Yeah.
Because they won't get out of your way ever. If there's 10 cars behind you, they're just weaving around.
I mean, that's a monkey road.
There's
no doubt.
It's a
totally
perfect motorcycle road.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the bike. That's the road you want to take a motorcycle on.
Yeah.
Which we have a lot of around. I'm finding myself more after riding the monkey. It's so easy to get around people on the monkey, and I don't mean like cars. I mean like bicycles and people on the side of the road. And you can't do that in a car. And in a monkey, you don't have to go fast to like really love the apex of a corner.
Beep, beep.
Yeah, you're like, it's a 15-mile-an-hour corner, so you take it at like 25, not 50, and you just kind of like full lean, almost get your knee down.
We were laughing about that at Drivers Club. We were like, Dan and I were out riding, and we were just zipping through the corners. Or almost had our knee down. I was like, I think we were doing 28 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yes.
No, I just want to tell you, it was a great hike, a great drive. You can definitely take a sports car up there, but I would suggest if you want to do the hike, I mean, the last like 9/10 of a mile is to the trailhead is like dirt, and there's some massive potholes. But
yeah, as soon as you go over the bridge, that pothole will swallow you.
It will.
And I put in the drive that people shouldn't go over the bridge in any kind of sports car. And even getting there, like you don't have to. Once it turns to
there's a
gravel,
parking lot right there.
Yeah, there's
the
a little washout too.
Yeah.
Right before the washout, there's only like a mile left of the road, so you can do the whole thing on asphalt and just turn around, and you're not missing out on much.
And I mean, it is a I feel like that trail is brand new, like that, or they just redid
super
it.
well maintained.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It's a great trail running trail too. It's hiking season here in Washington is beautiful for the next 4 months or so before it turns to gray again. So get it while you can.
Doesn't get nice till July 4th around here, but yeah.
Yeah, it rains July 4th, but after that you're good to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sorry.
Yeah. So what else?
Well, we were talking about our Carter Super Tip of the day, and I think
it's a week
of the week. We're going to talk about sockets, right?
Yeah.
And the reason I brought that up is, as you know, I am going through a little bit of a midlife tool crisis right now, and thank God that Milwaukee has been there to really help me through.
I see that.
So I'm redoing my whole tool chest. I got rid of my old Craftsman, which has been with me for almost 20 years, and I had just this hodgepodge of tools. And I ended up getting a new Milwaukee box, which is yet to show up, and that's a whole other drama story that I'll talk about later. And I've been ordering tools, but I ended up with a new 1-inch impact driver, a Milwaukee.
Oh,
I did a bunch of research. You've got the DeWalt, and I looked at the
Milwaukee's great.
Yeah, and everything was on sale, so I got it. But and they have this. Milwaukee's got this new line. Well, it's not new. It's the Shockwave line. Mm-hmm. It's their tough. It's basically all their tough-in bits and things like that. Mm-hmm. And they're coming out with new impact drivers. They just haven't hit the market yet. Some of them have. And so I was talking to you, and we were then started to talk about what it's made of and what it's not made of. So.
Yeah, and so there's two different types of sockets: chrome vanadium and chrome. I'm going to say this completely wrong. We were laughing about this earlier.
Dan said it like 9 times.
Molybdenum. Yeah. So chrome vanadium is what standard tool sockets are made out of, and it's good stuff. It's easy to clean. It's relatively tough. I mean, I have broken my fair share of sockets over the years, but it's very, very rare on any quality set of tools. But if you are going to break a socket, it's likely going to be a big one, and it's going to be like a suspension bolt where you've got that 1/2-inch impact at full torque, and that thing's still not coming loose. And the way an impact driver works is it basically, impacts the socket over and over again, just kind of shakes it, and so it's constantly bashing the side of that nut with the socket. Well, that's when you're going to find these cracks in your sockets, and you will crack them. In fact, I chipped a tooth doing that once. Fun story. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, what
Did
happened?
I tell you not to use your teeth to take bolts off?
No, I was gritting my teeth as I had a really long breaker bar, and I was on a 19-millimeter socket, not a molybdenum, not an impact socket. And as the socket broke, it cracked all the way down to the shaft of the breaker bar. And I had my teeth grit, and when that snatch, like when it let loose, that vibration up through my teeth, I actually chipped the corner of one of my teeth doing that.
Ow!
It hurt like you wouldn't believe.
It cracked the socket and the breaker bar?
Just the vibration through the bar, like it cracked so quick, and then it went right through my teeth, and I just gritted my teeth too hard, and it just chipped right at the corner of my tooth. It hurt like hell.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's when you want to use an impact socket, which is just a different construction, typically black. It's not just for looks. It's a coating on the socket that makes them harder. The downside, of course, of an impact socket is it's typically a lot thicker. It's not as shiny, and it's not just a look thing. They're thicker. They're harder to get into places.
I do think they look better than
they do look better.
sockets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Downside is obviously there's often really low clearance in wheels, which is, I tell everybody, if you break a socket at 100 foot-pounds, you got a really crappy socket. So
Yeah.
I don't believe you need an impact socket for putting on wheels, which you shouldn't do with an impact wrench anyway, nor should you take off with an impact wrench. They should be typically not, unless you've got a giant truck, they're typically not torqued that high.
Well, and
giant lugs on trucks are exposed, so they can be hit with an impact socket.
And there are special sockets you can get. I think you've got a set of them.
I do have a set.
Wheels that, really protect on the outside and the inside of the bolt.
Yeah, and so what it is, it's a very thin wall socket with a nylon sleeve on it. And you can typically get a set on Amazon for like a Tecton set or whatever brand they have now for like $15-$20 for a set of the common sizes, 17, 19, 21.
Well, it's funny because we were talking about wheels. We were looking at a new GT500 at Drivers Club, and it had carbon fiber wheels. And I asked you, I was like, I wonder if you could torque one of those lug nuts too tight and just end up shattering your wheel kind of thing. But
I'm sure you could.
I'm sure you could, but I think there's something behind that carbon that's there to protect it as far as a plate. But
yeah, I looked really close at the wheels in our new GT500, which, like you said, are carbon fiber and beautiful. There's like an aluminum insert in there, and typically aluminum lugs, I think on average, aluminum lugs, I think, are maximum of like 89 foot-pounds, or 84 to 89 foot-pounds, which is typically lower than the maximum torque on a steel lug and often lower than the manufacturer recommends. So if you're in that case, you want pretty lugs with pretty colors, you need to step up to titanium, which are going to be really expensive, but really light and really strong, and you can actually torque them to the manufacturer's torque specs. And yes, I have seen aluminum lug nuts come off a car.
Yeah.
Actually, a few times, so I think about it.
I've seen lugs come off because the studs were too short.
Yeah, I've seen that too, actually. That is, I think we've talked about that. My old Scirocco had these 3-star TSWs. They were terrible. And the lugs, the factory lugs, because those are lug stud, were like a hair too short for them. And nobody fixed it because we were 16 and broke. And so we just torqued the lugs as much as we can. And eventually I lost 3 of them on the right-hand side. Didn't crash, but it's only a 4-lug hub, so that was kind of scary.
I think I've told it before. When I worked at Motor Trends, a lady came in with her own. It was a Hyundai, and she had wheels. And we told her, "Your lug, the bolts are too short." And she says, "I don't care. I want these." So we made her sign a waiver, and she pulled out of the parking lot, and the wheel fell off. So
yeah,
that
I have seen that.
Yeah, I witnessed it. Then she got mad at us, like we didn't tell her. Weird. Like, look, that's your signature.
That's funny.
Okay. Well, I mean, like I said, I think that's using the right. It's easy sometimes when you reach in your toolbox and you go, "I'm just going to grab the first socket I know fits," but make sure that it's the socket that's for the job.
Yeah, I have a little set. They're all in a little case that are all impact sockets, and I just grabbed
that red case. They're like
I have a red case and a blue case.
What are they called?
Tecton.
They're Tecton.
Yeah, I got them from Amazon, but they have never failed me. But I have 2 sets. I have like a thin wall set that I forgot I had when I ordered the Tecton set, and then I have the Tecton set too. But
yeah, they're the what is it? I was going to say Goodwill, but I forgot the other ones. I'm donating.
Harbor Freight?
No, it's not good. It's Goodwill, but it's like not Value Village. There's a donation place up north, and that's where I'm taking all my extra tools.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Because I mean, they're not broken. It's just some of them are broken, but I figured somebody can probably use
set. Somebody can still use them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's missing a couple sockets. I mean.
But that ticks me off. I don't know how. It's always the 10mm sockets.
It's always the 10mm.
Always the 10. And I know someday under my dryer I'm going to find all my socks and all my 10mm sockets.
Right.
So,
Socks and 10mm sockets.
Yep, that's the way it goes. They're hanging out together. Yeah.
I always order a new one, then I find 2. That happens every time.
Yeah. So it's good. Yeah.
Other automotive news. It's been a weird week. Oh, did you see that? It's car show season starting right now. Obviously, weather's getting better, so we're seeing more car shows.
Yeah.
We say driving season opens May 1st, but there was a Hellcat crash. Like, shocking, I know. Try to narrow it down with that statement, but it ended up under a truck, like completely under it with a truck on top of it, leaving a car show. Of course, he tried to do a burnout, lost control on the other side, hit a car sideways, went underneath it. It was pretty great to see the truck like just teetering on top of a Hellcat, though. Very entertaining.
Know the power of your car, right?
Yeah.
I want to drive a Hellcat. I've never driven a Hellcat. I also want to drive a Demon, but I also don't know if I want to drive a Demon.
I do want to drive all those things.
I think it's just, just to kind of...
I want to drive all the things.
Well, yeah, I do. Speaking of on the road, I've seen 3 Bronco Sports on the road today. So I don't know if Seattle just got a big order of them. And if you don't know, that's the new, Mom's Bronco. It's not the new
Mom Bronco.
Well, it's the Mom Bronco. And it got me wondering. I was asking Dan, like, will there be an off-road market for that? Like, I mean, you got the big Bronco that nobody can now get, except Ford keeps taking it everywhere and showing it to everybody. But they keep
FOMO.
Yeah, but these sports, I mean, they're basically the size of like a. That's like a new Ford Escape, pretty much.
Yeah, they're what's the Compass Renegade? Renegade. Yeah. It's the direct competition to the Renegade, and which actually does okay off road. We've had a couple of Renegades at the Avance events. They've
Renegades
done fine.
And Compasses do really well off road.
Yeah, like, Jeeps are Jeeps.
Yeah,
and they do pretty well. So, I don't know.
Because I mean, you look at some of like the older, like the 80s and 90s cars, like the Suzuki Samurai or whatever. Was it the Samurai? Is that what it was? The little two-door. I mean,
but that thing was always an off-roader.
Yeah,
but not here.
But when they sold it to you here, it was like you came out of the Army and you got a little Jeep-looking thing. Not a lot of people did anything. I mean, I don't think it was a Suzuki. We were up off of Tinkham. Remember that time?
Yeah, I remember that.
And that guy kept driving I don't know what that was, but it was just basically a little two-door, short wheelbase, not tall.
Oh, that was a Dodge. What was that thing? I think it's based on that. It's a Mitsubishi it's based off of, but it was a Dodge. I can't remember the name of the exact one.
But I mean, if you know anything about the Bronco or you've looked into it, the Ford is selling all the accessories. I mean, they're trying to cover the market.
Yeah.
But I've seen some accessories for the Sport, but most of it's just like, we can put a tent up top. But I'm wondering if there will be an aftermarket. Like, is that a good way to get into a Bronco?
I don't think so. And the reason I don't is because I think the new, much like the Jeeps, they're front-wheel drive bias vehicles. And unlike the Samurai and that era of vehicles of that time, those were still rear-wheel drive bias. And they had a low range, which without a low range, you just, like the Subarus, they do more than most people need, period. But there is a point where you need a low range. You need the low range gearbox, otherwise you're just smoking clutches as you're rock crawling, which is just not, I mean, it's just a design thing. It's not a flaw. That's just not where the car was made to go.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you can massively up your clutch if you can find one, but
it'll be interesting to see. I know somebody will do something with it. There will be people that will make custom suspension for it and things like that.
Oh, I'm sure there already is.
Yeah.
It's just seeing the Bronco, though. I just wish they should have called it something else. The Sport, I mean, because the Bronco Sport, there's nothing really sport about it. It's just like smaller and lighter Escape with Bronco trim.
Ford's never misnamed anything before, like making an electric car and calling it a Mustang.
I've seen 2 this week.
What is up with that?
And they're currently being bricked by a software flaw.
Are they?
Yeah, a bunch of people have reported a software fault in those that is bricking them on the side of the road.
Oh.
And then on top of that, I mean, Tesla had its growing pains too with software faults, obviously. I have a funny story about that follow-up. But then, what was I going to say?
Mach-E?
Yeah, the Mach-E. They're now finally software updating it to do the full hands-free driving. And Ford's doing this press campaign where they're going to go 100,000 miles hands-free on it. So,
okay.
Optimal conditions on I-90 from Montana to South Dakota back and forth, I'm sure. But it's about time somebody caught up with Tesla.
I just laugh at that because every time I think of hands-free stuff, I think of that time Volvo tried to test out that whole system and it ran through the back of the truck like in front of the press. But, I mean, again, I will say it. I'm not a fan of the idea of a car that does that because I think it allows you to be one more way distracted.
Yeah, and they already say there's just a study that came out this week that they proved that distracted drivers are 50% more likely to get into a crash. Not like 50. That's a lot. I
mean, it's and again, and I know everybody's going to go, my Tesla, the steering wheel vibrates, like not really able to take. I mean, there are stories and there are proven stories of people that have like climbed in the back of their Tesla, and gone to sleep. So.
Like, we live in Tech Central. I have literally seen people reading books while driving their Tesla driving. I have seen that with my own eyes.
I don't know if we need that in this world. I don't.
Well, if the rest of the infrastructure caught up to it, you'd be in that like every sci-fi car thing ever, where every car is doing it. Then it's being controlled by a grid system. By the grid, I mean like a cloud system or operations, and the cars would just either stop and not function if the system was down, or if they're all on it, then nobody's hitting anybody. Because I can trust that to work. But
I could call the system Skynet.
That's a great idea.
I think it is.
You could put things in the sky.
That could not go wrong.
There's already some satellites being launched. I mean. What could go wrong? Automated cars.
Never go wrong.
We'll just put some guns on them.
Absolutely.
We should make the headlights red.
I make it even better. Yep. Okay. Just an idea.
But in other electric news and good news, I'm actually excited about this. The Rivian R1T, the trucks we've been seeing forever.
Can't wait.
ETA is next month.
Well, I mean, we already. So if you're a motorcycle person or car person, you watched the last version of Long Way Up with Ewan McGregor and his buddy
Charlie Boorman, yeah.
And they had Rivian RT1 trucks, and that went all the way from South America up here.
Yeah.
They were prototypes, and they did better than the bikes. So,
which isn't surprising.
No.
This is Harley Davidson.
Yeah, I know.
But
that's so cool.
Yeah, but
they're
should
delivering next month.
Delivering next month.
Cool.
The launch edition comes in next month. They have a June 2021 release date, which so I guess technically this might be a month and a half by the time this comes out.
I mean, that's
right around the corner. And knowing here and how big Tesla is, they're going to be everywhere, which is cool. And one of the cool things about the Rivians is they have tank turn capability, because almost all electric vehicles have motors in each wheels.
Yeah.
And Rivian has been boasting about this forever and showing it. And they've been showing the R1T. You can look it up. It's not you're not looking at a what do you call it? A concept car. You're looking at the R1. When you look up the R1T, you're looking at the R1T. It's the exact same truck. And they show it tank turning, which is the two wheels on one side going one direction, the two wheels on the other going another. And so it can pivot perfect 90 degrees, just boop.
Yeah, and that's different than that stupid crab walk thing that the new Hummer is going to do, right?
It'll still do that too.
I'm sure. Well, but that's where all the wheels have to turn.
Yeah, no, it doesn't do that. Yeah, so they have up to 14 inches of air suspension travel, tank turning, and 250 to 400 miles of real-world people in it range. So I'm going to guess with anybody driving it, 250 maximum for anybody with the 400-mile range, and like 75 for every other one. But still.
I see somebody buying one of those parallel parking it, turning on the tank thing, and doing it, and their back end swinging onto the the sidewalk and taking out a lamp pole or something.
Somebody's going to get a lesson in physics and geometry real quick.
Pretty much, yeah. Fulcrum points.
Yes, so, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but I'm super excited to see the Rivians, because I saw the launch at Caroline Point come out, which is, they looked great in person when they were just the demos, and so I can't wait to see them driving around.
Do we have a dealership here?
I don't know. I'm sure we do somewhere.
Somebody's got to be selling.
I haven't seen anything listed, but
maybe they're doing the same thing Tesla's doing. It's like you can come look at it somewhere, but then they're not going to be sitting on a. Is
it Amazon who backed Rivian? I want to say it was.
Possibility.
I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I'll look. Well, we got to take our quick break, and I'm going to look that up on our break, and then we'll be right back, and I'll maybe correct that or maybe not.
Maybe
be right
not,
back.
Yeah.
Grandpa, what do you call this thing again?
It's a 66 Ford Bronco.
I think you got ripped off.
Why is that, honey?
It's got no Wi-Fi, no USB port, no Bluetooth.
Exactly. I guess we'll just have to talk.
Sometimes the best way to connect is to disconnect.
Is that the window button?
It's called a window crank.
Cool. The faster I move it, the faster it goes down.
This moment of escape was created by Haggerty
Being old is kind of cool, Grandpa.
Works for me.
for people who love cars.
And we're back. It was Amazon's. They invested $700 million up front, and then in 2020, they invested an undisclosed amount. So, and Rivian raised almost $3 billion.
I was so confused right there because the last thing you said is I have to finish this phone call, and then you started again. And I was like, I don't want to be on the phone call. Sorry. Okay.
After this.
Oh, got it. Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you. Okay, all right. Yeah, that's Well, I mean, then we'll definitely.
Cool.
I guarantee you, then when the launch that and Amazon being around here, we'll see a bunch of them.
Yes, exactly.
So, I wonder if they'll be using them as delivery vehicals
Or moving vehicles from Seattle to Bellevue.
Boy, those towers are getting those. Like those are across the street from my parents, and those are getting big.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because everybody I remember, I found the original piece of paper they sent out to everybody in the building, and it was talking about the Amazon towers weren't going to be more than like 8 stories high, and I think now they're close to 20.
Yeah.
So
Shocking.
Yeah, I know. So what else you got on your notes here? Lamborghini Dragster?
Yeah. So AMS Performance, who's been pretty big in the turbo tuning world for a very long time, has built a twin turbo Huracan, and it did 0 to 60 in 1.9 with a quarter mile in 7.84, all-wheel drive.
Jesus.
Huracan. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Well,
why not?
Yeah, I guess.
So
at a certain point, I mean, I remember when people were amazed that when we had streetcars that were going under 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like, what is that new 4-door Koenigsegg's going to do it under 2 seconds now with people in it.
Right now, Porsche's still got the record with the Turbo S. Actually, the new Turbo S is 0 to 60 in 2.2, and the Taycan Turbo S, which has no turbos, does it in 2.4. So, which has the record for fastest 4-door sedan and Turbo S has it for the fastest.
Porsche still have the Nürburgring record?
I don't know. Do we care about those anymore?
Well, with the two, well, I don't know. They just haven't been doing them with the two because it was the GT2 RS that had it for a while,
Yeah.
and then the SVJ I think took it back. Or I don't know. That's interesting. Okay. God, did you watch the Top Gear salute to Sabine?
No, I haven't yet.
You should.
I've heard
watch
it's really good. Yeah,
everybody should. I mean, because they
I got started on it and it was really great, but I got interrupted. I couldn't finish, yeah.
Everybody came back. Like they got everybody that used to be on Top Gear to come back and talk about her. So
good,
incredible. So yeah.
She's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
it was. In more lighthearted news, kind of funny. So there's a fundraiser in Colorado, which is sort of entertaining. They're auctioning off cannabis-themed license plates.
Now, I'm wondering if that's going to be like a thing like it is here, like where you can get a WSU plate or a UW plate. Like you can be able to get a plate with like a big a high leaf on it or something?
No, it's just the phrases. They're predetermined custom plates. Say bong, ganja, hash, integrity, which makes me laugh. Integrity weed from South Park. But the license plate, so this auction is ongoing. Is it 420?
Will they have one that says Finkelstein Kid?
I wonder, yeah. That one's up to $6,500. The auction closes April 20th at 4:20 p.m.
Imagine that. Well,
yeah,
I mean,
shocking. It's a fundraiser though. It goes to disability. It goes to some Colorado Disability Funding Committee. Okay.
Yeah.
So, just things you probably shouldn't like. Alcohol themed plates, probably not a good idea. Weed themed plates, probably not a good idea.
Yeah, I feel like if you get one of those plates and you're pulled over, then the cop's gonna be like, "Is there weed in the car?" No.
Yeah, in Colorado, who cares? I mean, I guess
I'm surprised they're not making license plates out of hemp and things like that now.
Yeah, I know. Like that doesn't surprise me. They use hemp for everything. So, but it made me laugh reading the article. I was like, "What?
How did you even find that? Did it just pop up?"
It was just it was been on a bunch of automotive blog sites. It was on Autoblog, I think, or MSN or something. And I was just like, okay, that doesn't surprise me.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah. The next funny thing I had, weird thing I had. So have you looked at the towing capacity of trucks lately?
I mean, I know it's up there. I mean,
it's insane.
Okay.
So just for fun, I saw an article that said Dodge retakes the towing claim. And I was like, well, how much is that? Because they've got 1,000 foot-pounds of torque now. It's stock. It's like 1,075 foot-pounds of torque in one of these things. And they're 1 ton. And with a gooseneck trailer, 37,100 pounds.
That's the leader, or that's the bottom? I thought that was the bottom.
Top.
Oh, that's the top.
They're the winner.
Okay.
But of the big three, Ford is in second place with 37,000 pounds, 100 short. And then GMC and Chevy, you slackers, with only 36,000 pounds.
So to put that into perspective, one of those highway barrier, the cement barriers weighs, what would you say, like 7,000 pounds?
Or 4,000 pounds.
4,000 pounds.
Yeah.
So you can get about 8 of those on the back, depending on the weight. Well, depending on the weight of your trailer, too.
Right. So if you're, that's true, but depending on the weight of the trailer. But I mean, if you're a slacker in a Ford, you can only get 9.
This is good. I've been thinking about starting a zoo with elephants, so I'm going to need some towing capacity.
Right?
Yeah.
But I'm like,
I mean,
at what point do you need a different class license? Because do you know what it takes to stop 37,000 pounds on a gooseneck trailer? I mean, yeah, you have trailer brakes, but...
Well, okay, so and as I was saying before, that torque is basically to get it going. I mean, it's that initial off the line or being able to pull something. But I'm trying to think like anything that's going to be over that much weight, you're right. You're going to want to be like on a semi. You're going to want a flatbed.
Yeah, you're going to be carrying literally like a backhoe. Not a small one, not your backyard backhoe, not your Bobcat, your full-blown backhoe.
Huh.
I mean, it's kind of cool they can do it. I'm all about...
My truck can tow my hoe. Okay.
Your truck can tow your house.
Yeah. Well, yeah. True.
It used to be just your little, that used to be a joke for people who lived in little trailers. Now it's like, no, if you have a 4-bedroom, 3-bath Rambler, it'll tow your house.
It'll tow your house. Yeah, you're right. I don't know what you'd want to tow. Like, I mean, I guess that... I was trying to put it in like perspective of like a farmer, like because you're hauling a bowl that's 4,000 pounds or whatever. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I guess if you live in the Midwest where there are no hills, that could be handy. I guess.
Sure. I mean, barrels of whiskey, Nissan Skylines. What else could we do?
Right. Oh, speaking of Skylines, did you see the latest Fast and the Furious 9 trailer?
No, I stopped watching. I mean,
they're almost to space.
I watched it
Literally.
when first.
Literally, they're almost
I know,
to space.
I know. When I first watched it, like back in 2020, he launched off a cliff and there was a grappling hook that hooked onto something, and I was like, yeah, okay.
They have magnets now.
Oh, God.
It's all about electromagnets. And
God.
John Cena is Vin Diesel's brother.
Yeah.
And what's his name from
how do
Tokyo
all these?
Drift is
How
back.
does all these? How is Han back?
Han is back.
There's
Yeah.
no way. Han's dead.
Han's back.
I watched Han die. Han's dead.
I don't know. Maybe they're just part of the Marvel universe now, and they undid a snap. I don't know.
So I am such a fan of the Fast and the Furious, and like I knew they took liberties. Like there was, but it's like
There's a limit.
I mean, when they built the longest runway in the world for that one scene in like Fast and the Furious 6 or whatever, I forgot. Somebody did the math, and it's like 12 miles long or something. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. At a certain
point,
this
runway, Manhattan, all of it.
You have to understand, when Fast and the Furious 1 came out, and I remember going, it was a huge thing.
Me too.
It was about the cars.
Yeah.
And there were and if you weren't a car guy, it was still about the cars, but you didn't notice the little gems in the fact that there were right-hand drive Skyline R32s and R34s in there. Mm-hmm. I mean, but it's just gotten so weird. I don't know. It's just, how much money can we make? And look, let's just solve this. Vin Diesel and The Rock hate each other. In real life, they do.
Which is funny because they're both notoriously nice guys.
Yeah, let's just let them fight for charity, and then we'll call that Fast 10, and it's over, and just move on. I don't know. Tokyo Drift. I mean, the Tokyo Drift and the 1 and 2 were good. The Miami
Tokyo Drift is the best driving.
Yeah, the one that took place in Florida with Paul Walker was horrible. It's
and Tyrese.
Yeah,
in the Eclipse.
I will say one of my favorite characters to come out of that series has been Ludacris in what he plays. That's always been a good thing. But, when they were jumping a couple $1 million cars from tower to tower in Dubai and things like that.
Lycan Hypersport.
Yeah.
We interviewed
because they needed a chip.
Yeah, we interviewed the owner of Lycan
in Concorso 2 years ago. Yeah.
Our life is weird.
Yeah, I know. There are times. I was going through my phone a couple days ago, and I was like, Barry. I was like, who's Barry? Oh, Barry Maguire. Yeah, him. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, that's neat. And then not too close to that, Nick Grio.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. So, yeah. Oh, I was down at Grio's Garage this last week.
Yeah, tell me about that.
There's a new product. I haven't tried it yet, so I don't want to talk about it yet, but it's part of their ceramic line. And basically, it's basically, so if you ceramic coated your car, and you just need a quick cleanup, like a bird did something, you got something. It's a new kind of quick clean ceramic, so you don't have to do the whole ceramic thing. So
that'll come in handy for the monkeys.
Well, I ceramicked the monkey.
I did mine too.
Yeah, and so this is what I'll be using. We'll be using for doing all of that. So
I am laughing because I did mine, and on a street bike, like a race bike or a dirt bike, you grip heavily with your knees on the tank. You don't do that on a monkey because it's a slow-rolling couch.
Good way to put it, yeah.
Yeah, and when you ceramic coat your tank on your monkey, you have no grip on the tank at all.
Did you slide off your tank, Dan?
I did not slide off the tank, but I did notice it as I was putting my leg up against the tank. I was like, whoa!
That went quicker than I thought, yeah.
Yeah, so really, really great spot for that was the headlight, though. Because bugs.
I did
and your helmet.
I did the helmet. I did my headlight, and I did the new shroud that I've got around there.
I love your new shroud on the bike, by the way.
So I upgraded to the David Wheaton and I think his friend Ian helped me upgrade to the Olins on the front.
Yes.
Changed the bike. Totally changed the bike because even with my weight coming into things, you know how much those dip.
Mm-hmm.
It's just. Shauna doesn't know what that's like. She doesn't weigh enough.
Right.
But it's a totally different bike now. It's so rigid and I love it, but it's going to take some getting used to. It's totally changed my riding style. So.
Yeah. And that was, this maybe should be a tip of the week, but it's not. So if you don't have your suspension set up right on a motorcycle, it's way more noticeable. So if you want to learn about suspension, ride a motorcycle, dirt bike, street bike, anything, just ride a motorcycle. You'll completely understand what rebound and compression mean real quick.
Real quick. Yeah.
But on a monkey, they're so soft and we're not small, so when you hit
they were originally built for over here, but they're huge in, like you said, Thailand and things like that.
Yeah, they're built for 140-pound rider.
Where people don't weigh anything. Yeah. We get it.
So when you hit the brakes on a monkey and your rebound isn't set up right and your compression isn't set up right, you go your fork straight down,
yeah.
But you automatically just smoke the brakes, which you don't think you would do on a tiny little bike, but for guys like us riding a tiny little bike, and looking hilarious as we do it, you can actually override your brakes pretty quick because of the suspension. It's kind of funny.
And that's the thing is I'm noticing I'm gonna have to do some. Have you look at it too. Some adjustments on my front brakes. They seem a little. They could be grippier.
Yeah, I think just swapping the pads out on that will be all we need to do.
Yeah.
Which I'm thinking the same thing on mine as well.
Good.
So we'll just go to some high performance pads. Not like it's one of those things because we're not riding in the rain. I'm going to go for a pad that's not very good in the rain because it'll be very rare that I'll be riding in the rain in the bike. I'll be caught in it maybe, but that's about it.
So I got to tell you this. So Brian, bought a monkey.
Yeah, Brian Elich.
And he's messaging me because I'm helping him with parts, and he goes, "You think we can go riding sometime?" I said, "Absolutely." He goes, "Well, I took my grandpa box off the back," and I go, "No, it's okay. That's going to be great on the ride because you can carry all your pills and your Mucinex and all of your old man stuff." So,
I'm putting mine for the rally, but that's the only reason I bought it. Yeah.
I'm just giving him crap because I can.
Yeah, because he bought this giant case for the monkey, and it's made to hold the helmet.
Yeah.
It's very functional, but a case that size on a bike that small looks like you could mount another bike on the back.
You wouldn't notice it if you were on like an African twin. You'd be like, "Oh yeah, it's a small little box in the back," but on the back of the monkey, it looks rather large. So yeah, it's been interesting.
Yep. So Tesla had a little more fun this week. Have you seen the latest video?
What now? What will the car do now?
Well, I'm like, do I have to edit this? I don't think I do because it's a Tesla function and you can technically just do it.
Did they call it that?
Yes.
Okay, then I think we can get away with it.
If you're in your Tesla and you say open butthole, I'm not kidding.
Oh, that's a Tesla thing?
That's a Tesla thing. That is not a user thing. That is a Tesla Easter egg.
I saw somebody do that on TikTok, and I thought it was just somebody hitting the button.
No.
Oh, that's weird.
No, that's a voice command.
Why?
It opens the EV port in the back of the car.
Oh, then it was a joke on TikTok because somebody was doing it, and they opened their back hatch.
Yeah, it opens the charging port.
Oh, on the Tesla. Open butthole. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, and I want to paint a scenario here. Okay,
I don't think we can paint that scenario.
I don't
think we should do that.
There was a Zoom meeting somewhere, and somebody's like, some little guy raised his hand and goes, "I've got an idea for a new voice command," and everybody laughed, and then somebody went, "No, we should do that." It's sort of like, remember when they had the thing where I think you still can. You can move the whoopee cushion around in the car.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So people sit on different seats and it goes off. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, to go with butthole. Okay.
Right?
Like, here's the great thing. If you come to the point where you think you have to edit this part of the segment is going to be really interesting.
Right.
Tesla, open.
Yeah.
Huh. We're sure it's not bunghole?
Nope.
Okay, it's like a a wine vat.
I actually had to search this to make sure it wasn't like
a joke
from TikTok or something.
Sure.
Which we all watch too much of.
Yeah.
But nope. Open butthole. That's how you open your charging door.
I mean, here's again another scenario because you know how I can paint him. You're gonna see some old guy that's gonna learn it, and he's gonna be outside of his car in his driveway screaming at his Tesla, "Open butthole!" Damn it, Marge, the butthole won't open. Marge was driving the Tesla, couldn't get her butthole open. So yeah, we're okay. I took it too far, but yeah, there's your scenario: is Grandma and Grandpa should never buy a Tesla.
I love. It's rude and it's crude, but I love that they have at least somewhat of a stupid sense of humor. More people need to have that in today's culture. Just laugh. It's dumb. I'm glad they did it. I am.
Yeah.
Because it's dumb.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and
good.
We need that. We need that.
We need a little more dumb.
We need that's.
We need funny dumb.
We need funny dumb. Yeah. We got plenty of dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
Interesting. Well, it's lighthearted. It's fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, it doesn't want to make me want to buy a Tesla, but it does make me, the next person I see with their Tesla with their window down, start screaming at them just to see if it work in my voice. Like, that's going to be a new TikTok trend, just driving up to somebody with a Tesla.
So basically, you can just put it on a loudspeaker at Redmond Town Center, and 90% of the cars would open the car.
Boy, that would be great to see just opening down the line. Okay.
Well, I know what I'm doing next time in Bellevue Square. Go to the Tesla dealer and trying it. Yelling it in the car.
Excuse me, I'd like to try something. But you got to do it from like the upper level, like down to Tesla, like just to see. Maybe the front doors of the Tesla will open. Who knows? Wow, there's so many good options for that. Yeah. Rain City Supercars does not support anything that we just said.
Please do not yell that in Bellevue Square.
Yeah, don't
Or
yell
if you
at
do, film it.
Yeah. Make a TikTok out of it, would you please?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's yeah, it's a kind of, as much as the car season's kicking off, it's kind of slow. I think we're going to start seeing a lot more.
Well, I think it's going to come in force.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with the weather like it is now. I mean, everybody should be driving up to Mountainside Tavern right now, for one, because it's the perfect weather to take that drive up there and take the back roads up, and then take the drive I just posted, dancedrives.com, go to Single Day, look for meandering up
I had
Middle
no
Fork.
idea how far that was up there.
It's a long ways up that road. Do not hit the people on bicycles. Do not hit the hikers. Don't say I didn't warn you. Like,
yeah.
Read the notes I put in there. And also, you won't have cell service for most of it, so make sure you have gas. And there's tons of gas stations right there.
Mm-hmm.
So if you run out of gas in that 30-mile stint, that's on you. You were stupid. I told you to put it in the notes.
And do the hike. It's a,
do the hike.
It's a mile.
It's 1.1 miles up, and
yeah.
it is all up.
Yeah.
But 1.1 miles is not a hard hike. I mean, it's a good little. It'll get you going.
It's a big trail. It's a clear trail. I mean, and the views.
The view
are
is
just
awesome.
incredible.
And
yeah.
you hit it right. It's a sunset hike.
Yeah,
because
it
you're going
really-
to watch the sun right there.
I mean, I totally meant to do that. That's
How romantic,
it
Nick.
wasn't the fact that both of us just couldn't get off work till later. So, yeah.
But then drop down to the Mountainside Tavern. Tell them we sent you.
Yep.
Obviously, they are very, very motorsports friendly. They love cars. We
Have the chicken. And I say that because chicken's in everything. Have the
smoke
chicken.
chickens.
Yep.
The nachos are
A plethora-
delicious.
oh, it's making me hungry.
I know.
Yeah.
Let's go get nachos.
Oh, no, thank you. I'm still paying for the last time. So,
The smoked jalapenos, though.
I know. I mean, even I had smoked jalapenos. That tells you how good it is in the
Yeah.
front. And their kielbasa sausage.
Oh, the sausage is where it was at. Okay, so last time we were there, they said somebody drove like all the way from Oregon to get the kielbasa sausage, and so last time we were there on Monday with David from Drivers Club, we had a Drivers Club group go up there, did a little drive, all hung out there, and he ordered the sausage. So I told him to order the sausage. Yeah, it lives up to the hype. I'm just saying.
does.
I'd drive from Portland to for that sausage too.
You know me, Dan. You need.
That's
just
why
stop.
I said it.
Just stop.
That's why I looked you straight in the eyes when I said it.
I can't look down. I gotta look down. It's a nice ceiling you have here. Yeah. So. All right. Well, I think that's enough.
Sausage talk?
I almost said charcuterie for today. I don't know why charcuterie's in my mind. Yeah. You know why charcuterie's in my mind? DJ. DJ is like the ultimate
They always have
charcuterie guy.
charcuterie.
Yeah. What is up with that?
DJ the Hummer guy.
GJ
Good episode.
I forgot about that. Yeah. That's my name. Yeah. All right. Well, like I said, we got some exciting episodes coming up. Some local Avance people that are really going to be some interesting stories. Some people that you're probably going to want to know and hear about. So please tune in for that.
We've got Avance events this weekend.
Avance, we got an Avance off-road event this weekend. Dan will be there. Unfortunately, I won't. I know. Yeah, why even come now, right?
Yep.
I mean,
Track
so-
day at Portland, and then an autocross at Sanderson Field in Shelton.
And if you go to the Avance off-road event, listen to us and go home and clean the underside of your car.
Before it catches on fire.
Apparently there was a GX that did it a couple weeks ago that had a small smoking issue, like I did. So, I mean, learn from our stupidity. So
Yeah, wood is flammable, especially when it's tucked up against
Who
your
knew?
catalytic converter.
Who knew? That's so weird.
Exhaust gets hot? That's so
Yeah.
odd.
Yeah, I mean, Avance this weekend, and then next weekend, and the weather's looking good right now. It's going to be opening day for exotics, and that's going to be a zoo, people, because we haven't
Yeah.
had it in 2 years.
Don't worry, you can't get COVID outdoors.
Yeah.
That's a joke for the PC
Oh,
crowd.
my God.
I am kidding.
You're triggering me in the fact of, like, I saw somebody, like, literally in the car by themselves today with the windows
With a
up,
mask on?
wearing 2 masks. And I was like, okay.
One
all
over
right.
their eyes, one over their mouth.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay. I mean, and who knows where that person came from. So, yeah. I don't need to get canceled. There's a lot better reasons to cancel me. So, yeah, wear your mask. Do what they say, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, those of you going to the autocross at Sanderson Field, or I don't know, any event in Shelton, did you know that's where the State Patrol Training Academy is?
I do now.
Yeah, slow the F down because you are going to get pulled over there.
I will tell you this, and this is a very small thing. The Redmond and the Sammamish area, they are out on their bikes and they are hiding in places.
Oh, yeah.
Big time right
All
now.
over
all over.
East Lake Sammamish Parkway, all the way around the lake.
Yeah.
Especially that 30-mile-an-hour zone by the crosswalk where the park is. They're always hanging out there in their motorcycles, too, so they're hard to see.
And on the other side of the lake where they've got all that construction and you take the detour, they're sitting there by Crossroads Mall. I mean, they're literally just standing on the hill, just pointing at people to point them over. So
yeah,
be careful.
Good reason to ride your monkey.
Yep. Well, I was riding my monkey, so that's how I saw him standing
I would be kind of
road.
proud if I got a speeding ticket on the monkey. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It barely moves as it is.
I've got to get. I mean, so the monkey's now in my name and all that. I've got to get new plates, and I'm just looking at. Well, you can't get monkey. I was trying to get monkey. Somebody has monkey, so I got to come up with a fun. I can get RCS, but I want to save that for a car.
RCS MNKY.
Yeah. How many can you have on a
7?
Is it 7 on a motorcycle plate too?
Yep.
Okay, maybe that might be a good idea. Okay, text in your ideas. I'm looking for ideas.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
If you have license plate ideas, send them our way.
Absolutely. Yeah. So. Well,
right.
For this episode of Rain City Supercars, I'm Nick.
I'm Dan, and don't just get there. Enjoy the drive.